Good morning and welcome to Mom and Ed in the Morning for National Donut Day, June 2nd, 2023. I'm Mom, and he...
And this is Ed.
Hey,
Good
Ed.
morning.
Good morning, Ed.
National Donut Day.
National
Isn't it?
Donut Day, yes. I didn't even know such a thing existed, but it popped up on my feed this morning. First thing, big letters, National Donut Day. Which, okay. I can have a national donut. Ooh, my coffee is very hot. It's leftover coffee from yesterday, which would be much better with the donut dunked into it, but that is how it goes today.
Okay, and there I think I have
Yeah, of course I missed that.
Yeah. And this is
Oh no, horror of horrors. I have WinGPL playing Dabo as one of my endeavors. Oh, whatever shall I do?
yeah. And I really wanted to have that playlist because it's I gave two kind of playlists for best sorted, so to say.
Okay. Hang on. Oops, that's the one I want there. Okay. All right, I definitely will be watching this. This is Philomena Kunk's Moment of Wonder, Episode 1. This is on Ed's hit list of the day for awesome videos, so definitely going to check into that.
Yeah, if you want to see most embarrassing journalism on science and non-science ever, enjoy that. Philomena Kunk is that kind where I would say you must be British to do that.
Well, this is interesting. My ship doesn't want to move. Let's see if my ship's willing to back up. No, my ship is...
lost its move.
It's stuck in a grav well, it looks like. Let's try doing that. Let's try. It's stuck in the gravity well of Nukara and won't move. So let's see if I can make it move now.
Transburp or transwarp.
Yeah. Well, I just logged out the tune and logged back in. Let's see if that works. Yeah, now he's getting better at his piloting. He moves out of the gravity well before starting the turn rather than turning directly into the star. You know, that puts you in a bad place. You know, there's piloting and then there's Gornalicious on a bad day. Steer. And as it slowly loads over on the other screen so you don't have to watch it loading slowly. Wow. There is a drawback to Indianapolis, and I gather this area of Indiana, which is because it's slightly warmer and slightly damper than Chicago, there's a lot more plants that send up flowers, so my allergies are just horrible. Coughing and sneezing like crazy today.
Yeah. I can tell you, I had one of these weird bad nights. I call it the creativity syndrome for myself.
Okay, you want to define that for me?
I'm going to start playing with a new new round of People Paper and Pencil
Ooh.
role-playing game on a virtual tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
Will join the group for first adventure. Will be Saturday next week. And always a thing, character background story. And yesterday evening, the thing crystallized to the infamous one-word summary,
Yeah.
explaining everything.
Oh, I want to hear this.
So, yes, after that, when I went to bed at midnight, the details started flowing in. And I slept a bit.
Oh, okay.
Woke up, and more details started flowing in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have that happen.
So in the morning, I had everything in place and did half-hour writing.
Ooh.
So indeed, it was just yes, I can't sleep, but it's way too interesting to go back to sleep, because how will I figure this out, and what will I can tell you.
I will say this morning I woke up at 3 with no intention of getting up and thinking of anything. It took care of matters at hand. The dogs looked up at me and went, too early to go out. Woke up at 4 to attend to the same matters. Woke up at 4:30 because that's when the alarm went off, and both dogs were like, we're good. You sure? Yeah, we're fine. I can put on your leashes. Well, if you insist. And then they went back to bed. Now they're still asleep. Tomorrow, though. Tomorrow they're going to be alone for a longer period of time. This might be a little rough, so I am flying back to Chicago at 6 in the morning, getting my husband's car, doing a little bit of work, and then driving back. But no matter how I do it, I can't see getting back to the house before noon, which means they're going to be alone for 8 hours, which is about as long as the little one can go without having an accident. So we will see what happens tomorrow.
Have your mop ready.
I will be prepared. Accidents happen.
Yeah. Or have your mobile cam ready and film the Loki leak.
Well, the thing is, she's so tiny, even if she has an accident, it's like a teaspoon. You have to hunt it down in order to clean it up, because it's someplace, but we may never find it. So needless to say, we will have a nice long walk tonight. I'll get up at 3 in the morning, and we'll take like a half an hour walk before I call for an Uber to get over to the airport. The funny thing is, I was supposed to try and sell it tomorrow in Chicago, and then the car dealers here were offering up to $2,000 more than the car dealers in Chicago were, which is weird. It's usually the other way around, but I guess there's not enough cars out here. So I wrote back to the Chicago dealer this morning and said, hey, well, I appreciate the offer, but the companies out here are offering $2,000 more. I'm curious to see if he'll come right back with, hey, well, we could offer that.
One thing, okay, yesterday, of course, I got this travel cost versus higher price in mind, but I totally forget. You have planned to go to Chicago anyway to take care for the house stuff.
Oh, yes.
So travel costs for that specific calculation are more or less minimized, almost into negligible.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It's not like it's a trip I wasn't planning to make. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, let me tell you what I got on the agenda today. Aside from Twin Tribulations, I have one Lucarii TFO, destroy Undine ships, destroy Voth ships, Tetrion damage in space, and destroy Herald ships. So I've got lots of space pew-pew, but I would like to do Twin Tribulations and see if we can get a decent team this time.
I would join happily with Piper at
Alrighty.
number one's primary first ever character done first ever, and yeah, that would mean I would complete the global endeavor for me as well.
Oh,
at
excellent.
number one this time.
Let me go grab Kethka. I'd rather take Keth Ma, just because there would be a level of symmetry, because she's my first ever tune, but she's flying the, We Made Mom Cry, and it's a torp boat at the moment, and I'm not happy with the way it's delivering firepower when we're trying to do missions. It's fun for, just doing episodes, but not so much for doing a mission. So I need to rework that. I realize torps can be wonderful, but that one's not working terribly well at the moment. So we'll go with my higher DPS anti-proton ship. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and queue us up just because last night it did not want to trigger at all. No matter what I did, it just wouldn't go.
Yeah, and definitely. I think when it comes to go for the Titan A, also known as Neo Constitution class.
Yes.
I think my last big investment into a single starship, because I'm almost sure it will be a promo ship. But for that captain, for that ship, I will grow up a new captain, and of course it will be Philomena Kang, and ship will be probably the USS Edna.
Yeah, great. Good morning, Apollo Felgar. How are you this fine Friday morning? It's Friday, folks. It's Friday. Yay! It's Friday. Can you tell I'm a little happy it's Friday? This has been a work week of one day. I had all of yesterday to work, and I have all of today to work, and that's been it. And going back to work after almost 2 weeks off yesterday, Ed, just looking at the paperwork on my desk was, ugh.
Yeah. It's stacked, I guess.
So Pula Felgar is taking the day off. So yeah, that is good. That is excellent. It's always good to have a day off. Let's see. I just realized July the 4th is a Tuesday this year. I can't remember if we're taking July the 4th off or July the 3rd off, if we are taking September the 1st off. We have extra holidays that everybody votes on what days we're going to take off for the extra holidays to try and stretch them into 4-day weekends.
Yeah, but I think they are used up, kind of.
Well, no, we have, I think, 7 holidays, 5 of which are, the established holiday like July the 4th. But when it hits close to the weekend, everybody votes, do we want to turn Memorial Day into a 4-day weekend? Do we want to turn Labor Day into a 4-day weekend? Do we want to turn July 4th? And everybody, we vote, and there's an agreement on which ones it'll be.
Yeah. Okay,
with those 2 extra days.
That means, I have told you repeatedly, compared to what I hear of other United States companies, you definitely found an awesome working place.
Oh, definitely.
Where the company adjusts its schedules to the happiness requirements of the teams.
I will say they are very considerate. Are they perfect? No. Are they lovely? Yes. Ooh. Apollo Felgar may be in a new job by July. Congratulations. That's awesome. As long as it's awesome for you, it's awesome for us. Yay. And good morning, Musin. I give the company I'm with huge credit. When things started going bad for me a year ago with my husband, I told them I needed to quit because I needed to go back to Chicago and take care of him. And they're like, no. You figure out what you need to do and work remotely.
Oh, yeah. That is like, yes, uh, oh my god. Actually, you are already assimilated by the Borg, because they adapt, in this case, to you.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And so when I even got a better job offer, which I did a couple months later, and with similar things about being able to work remotely, and went in to tell them about it because it was a huge pay raise. And I went in to sit down and talk, and they're like, "How's your husband doing? Do you need to work some more time off? What can we do to make this easier for you?" And I'm like, "Okay, I guess money isn't everything." Didn't even tell them about it. Musin would like me to ask you, do you remember when you could see how many people were queued up for a TFO?
No, yeah, I remember.
Okay, I did not. I do not remember that at all.
It's actually it went out of order when the random TFOs came up.
Wow, is it that recent? And I just don't remember it.
Yes, exactly. Cause for the World and Dog TFOs, it does not make sense any longer. That is part one. Because you always get your team collected, people just go for random, and you pick your favorite TFO and get the randoms without get the random people, the pickup group, without anybody queuing for you specifically. But you get as fast as player base wise possible, you get your team. You pick your favorite advanced TFO, queue for it, and get your team. The sad thing are some of those TFOs which are not in the random system, like Crystalline Catastrophe, a 10 people TFO, or the entire Maneuver Reputation, where you have 2 teams of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And for those, they it would be kind of relieving, or might be useful, but after all, it's not that calculable. And for one more thing is the Core Assault TFO from the Maneuver Reputation, where you have the PvP possibility at the end, and when you when the other side goes for PvP, then you are in PvP, is something people would not like in randoms. Cause, frankly spoken, us PvEs just suck in PvP.
Yes.
Because you have to be prepared to totally different stuff. And
I agree.
So,
good morning, Ed.
That's a reason why Maneuver Reputation, though theoretically 2 teams of 5 could be made by this random mechanism, does not work out for player fun in many cases. And then and now you get a bad apple in your pickup group like yesterday.
Yes, I did mention that to people.
Yeah. And by the way, Mr. Do Not Respawn is well known by not already by your people around you, as well by people around me. Apparently he is doing this on purpose and on a regular basis, AFKing pickup groups, and that is a bad habit at its worst. There I would enjoy you can't even user-friendly fire thing.
Would that be nice?
Yeah, and given the trolling component and possibility, yes, those people would deserve a kick from the group, but that is something that has also way too much potential for abuse.
Yeah, it could be used for evil as well as for good. I'm gonna put you down, Loki. I like my legs.
That's
Oh,
something. Yeah. It's like,
go ahead.
yeah, it's like that kind of a laxative. Great if you really need it, but horrible if applied to you without need and by someone called Mr. Bean while you are on guard in a museum.
Well, while we are waiting for Twin Tribulations to do whatever it's doing, would you like to meet me over in the Allied Sphere space zone so we can shoot down some Undine and some Voth ships? Just random shooties.
Random shooties. Okay. Where we go?
Well, I'm going over to Dyson Sphere.
Dyson Sphere and Undine Space Battle Zone, I guess.
Yep, we can start there. That would be good.
Sphere Space. Transwarping.
Me too.
Pretend to do something important and get the thing cute.
Yeah, exactly. Trick the
cute
machine.
part. Yeah. Reverse psychologic. Reverse psychology. Yes.
Yeah, Id's comment, the SOP on such reports to the GM is, we see this message, but due to our privacy policies, we cannot disclose any further information on any remedy to this issue or go post in the forums. The reality is, we know from the other side how many people have been put on temporary bans due to doing it. Oh, Planet Killers, let's go shoot things. Let's see, we're in the same zone, so this works great. How about start at 5 o'clock? Or do you want to start at 11 o'clock?
I think we can start at 5 o'clock.
Okay. On my way over there. Yeah, they actually responded with that when I sent in my little message of, hey, unless we need your information, you're not going to hear anything more about this. I mean, I realize that real life occasionally pops up, and especially for people who are doing this while working remotely, there are times that work interferes. And then it goes right into the bin. Yeah, that's entirely possible.
On the other side, one can adjust gaming to environment and minimize that.
Well, usually when somebody has to step away because of real life, they'll put a message in and everybody knows.
Yeah. Like a shot. Holy doorbell, Batman!
Yeah. Or just a phone. I think Master T was on with us yesterday and had to grab the phone, and to which he wrote the message, phone. Oh, look at that.
Makes the universe go round.
I always notice that ship sits there and you cannot fire at it.
Okay.
The shielding is down. Focus fire on the planet killer.
By the way, speaking about Vietnam,
Yes.
I actually Planet Killer is down, but I have to hop out for maybe 20 minutes
Okay.
for
Oops.
reasons.
Reasons. No problem.
Sorry,
That is okay.
unviewing. I leave team.
Okay. No worries. I will shoot up
Yeah.
some Vathies and I will shoot up some Undinis.
I will be back when it's
Okay.
Watch the wheel, not the girl.
Actually, Id, you might be closer with that first one than the second one. It says, the auto reply message would suggest they've not had anybody in office since 10/12. Yeah, not usually. Not for a kill. If you're talking about kill accolades, it does not directly count, no. If you are with your NPCs, sometimes it counts, not consistently, but usually it does.
The planet killer is invulnerable. Use Starfleet's tachyon device to destroy the shielding.
So, Pula, I love teaming up with people I know because we usually have a lot of fun. We can chit-chat while we're doing it. But lately, when I've been doing pickups, because, it's 1 in the morning and I'm having an anxiety attack and I need to talk, or not talk, but just mindlessly play the game, I have run into some of the coolest players who are good players, interested in doing what we're doing, but not so serious that, they're super serious. It's just fun with them. Which is always amazing to just have a fun, good team on the randoms. Yeah, generally you do need to do, I think, at least 35% in a group thing.
The shielding is down. Focus fire.
And I know it's not the majority, and it's not 50%, obviously that would be the majority, because when we're doing things like you must defeat a captain, Tholian captain on Nukara, you can have a couple of people get the accolade or get the endeavor. Did I get my 10? I got my 10. Might as well get these.
The Undine will return, but we have... Belay that. There is a massive Voth fleet inbound.
Do they have a real office?
All ships return to the staging
It's a
area.
really good
We
question.
must prepare for the Voth.
The thing is, when I have game issues, not people issues, but game issues, I constantly hear back from them. They have been great with communications, telling me what's going on, and they will actually follow up and chit-chat. And I have yet to have the of late go posted in the forums. Remember when the Omega gear was a random drop if you were lucky? Yes. Yes, I do. Which brings me back to Sunday afternoons with Ron, who's still in the game. I haven't seen him lately, but he drops in every now and then. And he would do Sunday afternoon tutorial things where we'd all get together and work on a specific Borg event, TFO, and learn how to run it properly and not trip things at the wrong time and how to shoot things up and how not to shoot things up. And he'd help with gear and all that good stuff. That was amazingly fun. And now that Sundays are mine again, maybe I'll start doing that, especially in the winter when it's too bloody cold outside. On these mass kill events, I don't think you need to do 35% damage, but I think you need to do maybe 10% because a lot of times I'm barely tagging these things and I'm getting some credit for the kill. 3.5 hours until your event resets. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Hold on. Is today the last day of the event? Or does it go on for a bit more? Okay. Well, I guess that means I better get my butt out of bed a little bit earlier than planned tomorrow so I can run the event before I go back to Chicago, because I'm not taking my game back. Oh shoot, if I remember right, I've still got 2 computers in Chicago to bring back. 6 more days, okay. And then the 8th starts the temporal recruits. And Ryza probably won't start until July. Oh, maybe that's what I'll do for July 4th. I'll just sit here alternating walking the dogs and playing Ryza. Yay! What? Whole bunch of ships popped in and just disappeared. Are we out of the time frame? No. Good morning, Wolfie. See, I need 3 more Thoth ships here. 2 more. Yay! Got my 30 Thoth ships done. Yay! How am I today? It's Friday. I have a crazy day tomorrow. But things are... I've got 1 more week of crazy. And then hopefully things will start to quiet down. The bad thing is next Saturday my shipping container with all of the stuff from everything in Chicago arrives. And I have to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with all that stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Even throwing out more than half of my possessions, I have a lot of stuff. I'd be much more amused if it was Secrets of the Mogai. "26 seconds left here. You know, Ed,
The Voth are retreating.
I'm not going to disagree with you about your comment there. I was kind of floored by the lack of attention that my husband got from his doctors when he was in the hospital. I mean, he'd have doctors who weren't his doctor showing up frequently to deal with the day-to-day stuff, but I don't ever remember... I think I remember one doctor from his practice coming in once to basically say, no, we have no treatments left for you. But they wouldn't actually say that. I finally had to go to them and say, do we need to go to hospice? Give me the less than subtle version of, is he dying? And it was like pulling teeth to get them to say that. They're like, well, if you recover, we can try this treatment. Okay, is he going to recover? No. Well, that would have been a good thing to say. What's the prognosis? Well, you never know. Then again, when I worked at a hospital and they were putting a young teenager through preparation for a bone marrow transplant, and her mother asked me, not the doctor, well, if this doesn't work, then what? I'm thinking to myself, if this doesn't work, your child's dead. Because none of the doctors had ever bothered to mention that to her. Wow. Yeah, you never know is indeed pray for a miracle. Well, remember, sometimes miracles aren't the ones you want. So, well, I want my husband to get better, maybe what you want, and the response is, that's not going to happen, but we can kind of deal with the suffering. Just not in a way that's good for you. But I suppose in the long term, it's better for us too, watching somebody you love slowly deteriorating over months and then years, and it's just very hard to deal with. Slightly off topic with yours, Id, one of my co-workers is having an issue, and I've got that in quotation marks, with the plumbing company that is basically digging up her house to deal with a septic problem based on the fact that the people who built homes just uphill from her didn't correctly plumb theirs, so everything is flowing back into their house. Now have her house halfway dug up and are not doing any further work. So that's been handled with a call to the Attorney General. That might get him moving. Alright, what have we got left here today? We have got a Lucari TFO. Is there a Lucari TFO we even want to think about? Zenkethi Front, yes. Let me grab something that works with Zenkethi Front. So, Wolfie says, doctors seem to be trained not to heal their patients, but to keep them alive long enough to drain them of as much money as possible. Keeping back such important information is really bad because it gives the impression of non-caring doctors and it robs the family of time to prepare. Yeah, it frequently can. We had 35 years. This was not a surprise. But my husband didn't know. And I started to tell him, and he started to panic. He absolutely was not prepared. Totally was not prepared, and I had to kind of back off because I realized that was not what he wanted to hear. And until 2 days before he died, he was like, well, if I start, I'll eat better, and then I can start rebuilding some protein mass and muscle mass, and then we can look at doing chemo. And this is from a guy who'd gone from 180 to 110 pounds in 7 months. He's not putting that mass back on easily. Especially since the cancer had spread to his liver as well as his lungs and every place else.
Hello, I'm back.
You are back.
Yes.
Well, let me reteam us then.
Yes.
See if trials and tribulations... No. But what's weird, Wolfie, is I worked in hospitals for years with good doctors, and they were never that oriented on draining people of money. And that's kind of the issue, is they were beyond thinking about the money aspect. They were really focused on, treating a patient. But the system costs a fortune, and hospitals and medical practices are interested in the money. The doctors themselves, not necessarily.
Yes, there is, that's one thing in several European health systems I really adore, that kind of trouble does not happen. If there is an acknowledged treatment, the health insurance pays without extra costs.
Well, I won't say the financial part was bad because we had insurance.
Yeah, and this is the other thing. Find the right insurance for. Here, more or less for working class. The vital stuff is covered by any insurance. It's maybe details when it comes to things that might be considered elective. But one thing is sometimes you have to do aggressive paperwork for the to get the money keepers in the insurance forced to apply your physical needs in this case. That was I recall that I had that years ago, and it was frustrating until the thing that worked was after a third unsuccessful letter to the insurance, the doctors mailed to the insurance if that treatment and that stuff and these appliances are not served, more costs arise by additional time in the clinics due to additional issues caused. That then worked, but after that, for proper treatment, we need that and that. No, the law and stuff and blah and all this turned into vapor when the cost had been mentioned. Suddenly the law allowed it. What the heck? So apparently you have, even in a system I consider well designed, you have to overcome sometimes the interpreters on the other side of the desk.
So, Wolfie, I have a nursing friend who actually worked for a pharmaceutical company and worked for doctors. And it was interesting. I know you're saying they're selling out to the pharma companies, but the pharma companies will provide the doctors with samples, enough samples that they can just hand them out to the patients, for the patients who are really, in need, so they can get the meds for free, literally for free. And then they rely on patients who have got the money or have got insurance for the paying ones. It's really interesting. But what I think happens a lot, and this may get to the other point you said, is sometimes they will prescribe off-label, which means it's not directly for what it's supposed to be for. One great example is there's a very common painkiller here that has a bizarre side effect. So it's designed for migraines, but if you're a woman who's got severe periods, it basically slows down the blood flow from hemorrhaging to nothing. And a lot of gynecologists will prescribe this stuff off-label, as it's called, because of that bizarre side effect. And thank goodness the side effect is not dangerous, but it's actually the most common use for it. And they now sell it over the counter, where I used to have to get a prescription for it.
Yeah. And, of course, most infamous sample is sildenafil for low blood pressure treatment that turned into an entertainment drug, I would call it. The bedroom amplification drug.
Yes.
The bad.
Then again, I love the side effect of, I was taking a medication for my migraines, and one of the side effects of the migraine medication is can cause migraines. So I'm taking this medication for migraines, and my migraines are getting worse and worse, and I finally read the label in depth and went, Shoot! This stuff can actually make them worse.
Yeah. So it's like driving the one-way wrong way.
Yes. But the USDA only approves things if you spend millions doing studies to see if it works. That's really true. Oh my God. The amount of money you need to spend to get a drug, even to the preliminary levels, is amazing. Yeah, my husband was on a research med for cancer the second time around. Second time around? Yeah, second time around. And if he'd had to have paid for the medication, it would have been somewhere in the $300,000 a dose range. But because it was a research drug and he was a candidate for it, they're like, we'll eat the cost of the meds if you eat the cost of the infusion, and the infusion is still expensive. But infusion is a very common practice, so of course the insurance company picked it up. Well, I would disagree with you, Mar Hawkman. The if is really the key part there, but... Wee-woo? Did you...
Ta-da!
Yay! Finally! A wee-woo. Woohoo!
Wee-woo. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of meds come up with bizarre side effects, but I have been in so many drug trials when I was working at the hospital, and the paperwork that they had to go through for every patient who was doing it. They'd have to, go through and chit-chat with them after every treatment and talk about side effects and potential problems and see what's going on and try to get good answers from patients. Because a lot of times, you've got your list of what they think are the side effects, and they'll mention, well, have you had any dizziness? Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I have had dizziness. Oh, have you had this kind of dizziness? That? Oh, yeah, that too. Oh, that too. That too. Yeah, no, that. And all of a sudden, these people would be telling us that they had every possible side effect. And you'd later find out that they're a person who's very suggestible. And if you commented, this is a potential. Oh, yeah, I had that.
Did your wiener turn black?
Oh, yeah. And
No, but I can make it to...
Mar Hawkman, I'm not going to argue that the approval system is foobarred big time. And it's one reason sometimes you need to go over to Europe to get stuff.
We are on the red team!
Yay, we're the red team, yay! Hold on, let's just make sure here. Okay, that guy isn't with us this time.
Yes. By the way, Captain had a number in its name, so, modus operandi now known a bit.
Oh, Wolfie, I actually know of a patient, or of a doctor who literally killed a patient. Not good. Oh, Joshua's on Team Blue. Okay, well, good luck to you still, Joshua. What have we got first here? Charge. Shoot, this is not the most mobile of ships. How's Piper? Is he mobile?
Acceptable, and Speedo took over, so I can circle down, wait for the charge to become eligible, and
okay, there's... Did you just get a charge?
Yeah, got a charge.
Dagar is over there too.
Discharged.
Okay, there's another charge waiting. See if he picks it up. Yeah, he got it.
Yeah. And on his way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll go play shoot 'em up if you'll get the next charge. Oh.
You got the charge, I guess.
Nope. His door's open.
Oh, door's open.
Mm-hmm.
That was quick.
Yeah, it's 3 charges on that first one.
Yeah, more charges on later stages. Right.
I think so, yeah.
Your eyes on the wheel.
But we're staying same speed with Joshua here, and we're on this one, okay.
Oh, color game.
Yeah, got green. Blue's next.
Hunting blue.
It's over towards the center, right side by the door, right where you are right now. Did you miss
I
him?
hate this when looting interferes with the actual item button. That is so...
Yeah, oh shoot, yeah, it just happened to me too.
Incorrect entry detected. We're wasting
Okay,
time.
now Mr. Butterfinger spoiled
Green.
the plan. On my way.
Okay. And red. Red's behind me. Let's see if I can get back there. Red. What? I hit red. Didn't like my
Next
red?
is blue, new lane.
Okay.
Yellow next.
See yellow back there,
At
but
the entry. On my way. Kicking, but Matey was faster. Red is
Red.
next.
on my way. Oops, somebody else got it. Yellow. I said yellow. Oh, he's way back over there.
The Area 51 is,
Okay.
yeah, escort ship.
And blue.
And Matey
Yellow.
didn't. Yellow. Yellow. Oh.
Yep, there's yellow right down there. Red.
Next
Yellow again.
Picked.
Blue. Red.
Red. And red.
Still red.
Is red.
Down here I got red.
Yeah.
Somebody got it.
Blue next. Final in this sequence.
Incorrect entry detected.
Ah!
Time.
Waiting for respawn.
Yellow.
I see blue.
I'll see a yellow. You see blue?
And it's done.
Hey.
I think also I see there's a window to the other chamber. Yeah. But the more agile mates prove more agile.
Yep. Oh, that's why this one's so much fun in an agile ship as opposed to what I'm in. Swarm?
Yes,
Swarm.
swap. Yeah.
Good morning, Swearer. So, Mar Hawkman, I know which product you're talking about. Do you know why it increases the risk of pregnancy? This is a highly controversial product. It impairs judgment.
sounds like the regular bottle of wine sold.
Where are we at? We're at 64%. There was somebody on YouTube who was a clinician who actually understood what was going on, and he was explaining this product over a period of months and years as it was going through development and marketing. And apparently it did a meh job on dealing with depression, but it really affected the sense of good judgment, and so statistically women who were taking it tended to get pregnant more often. It's not that it increased your chance of getting pregnant, it decreased your chance of being smart. Door open. But they can't say that in the product, brochure. Oops, there we go.
Impairs with impulse control should be complex enough to be overread by most.
Gosh, I cannot accelerate today. Yeah, that's in there, but the numbers say that it was linked to increase in pregnancy, so that's what they had to write in there. Are we all here?
Area 51 on his way.
Okay. Yay! Jägermeister, Everclear, Tequila. Yeah, all of those will do it.
Yeah. Okay, and the 15 extra marks for winning the thing.
Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, that's exactly it, Mark Hawkman. That is exactly right. Well, it is that magic time being the time that the doggos... Joshua, you and I, your team and ours were neck and neck. You were like a second behind us on the first one and only a couple of seconds behind us on the second and third, so it was really close. No, the impaired judgment occurred in both, however, the pregnancy only occurred in the women.
That's a way to tell it.
Yeah. There is a there's another drug for female I want to say it's impotence. That's not the correct term for it, but it's the equivalent of Viagra for women that definitely had severe issues, including getting the equivalent of blackout drunk if you took this stuff. And they wanted to market it, and their legal team was of the, that's probably not a good idea. Increased chance of getting somebody else pregnant? Yes, absolutely. It was an impaired judgment warning for men. I mean, if you ever go through the lists of side effects, can be paragraphs long. But do not operate heavy equipment or drive a car until you are familiar with the effects of this drug, as impaired judgment can occur, blah, 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 blah. And even with that, though, I have a friend who totaled her car with her kids in it on a medication she had been on for 3 or 4 years. So, impaired judgment can always affect you. It's why I take a medication for the depression that I've been dealing with lately. And my doctor's like, no, this dosage is not going to affect you. Nonetheless, why don't you not take it when you're going to be driving the car? Just to play it safe. That's a great one. Yes, a pan-galactic gargle blaster would be an awesome idea, but I think it'll have to settle for a cup of coffee and a walking of the doggos. So, on behalf of Mom and Ed in the morning, I'm going to go walk the doggos, but Ed has to do the tatas for us.
Yes, indeed. That means weekend is on short-range sensors. That is great, and everybody stay awesome for an awesome weekend.
Yay!